All right, we're live. We are live. I believe we're live everywhere. Oh, not everywhere. Getting ready to go live on Instagram now. And in three, two, let's see, are we there? Three, two, one. Are we live? We're live on Instagram as well. All right, let's see. There it is. Come on. Make sure I can see that there. All right. Live on Instagram as well. We're live everywhere. What's up, everybody? We're getting a little late start today. Oh, that's interesting. Ah, okay. Looks like we're live there. Today's mantra of the day. I am so bold. Feel good family, what's happening? What's up, feel good family? Mantra of the day. I am so bold. We're gonna get started in just a minute. We're gonna get started in just a minute. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Facebook. We're live. Yeah, those are the platforms at this moment. Soon enough, we'll go live on TikTok as well. For now, this is it. This is where we are. This is where we are, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. All right. Get started in just a moment here. I am so bold. A mantra of the day. All right. All right. Gonna get started in just a moment. Looks like we're live on Instagram. If you're here, just leave a comment. Daniel Bernstein, what's up? How you doing? I'm glad you're here. We are spending a couple days. Oh, it might be too loud. Let me make sure you can hear me. We are working through the kinks on some technology this week. And for the next few weeks, we're going to have these impromptu conversations, impromptu talks that are going to allow me to work through the kinks of this technology, crack the dust off myself a little bit. I haven't been doing this for some time, so I'm trying to get things like, for example, getting these cameras to match in color. All kinds of stuff we're trying to accomplish right now. You'll notice I'm walking on a treadmill as we talk. That's just something we do. I'll make sure when I switch, makes sense on this. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Listen, there are people watching on multiple platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and on, well, actually, there's multiple Facebook pages, Instagram, and my man is in the house. Brian Akins in the house. What's happening, man? Dr. Brian, soon to be Dr. Brian Akins is in the house. This man is in Nevada, and he is studying uh, to expand his capacity to help people to be well and to have a great college experience. He's in the School of Education. He spent his life dedicated to young people. I've known him my whole life. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Today's mantra. Those of you that did not hear any of the other talks, there I am practicing something as we speak. You see, I'm in motion. I'm practicing a new meditative technology that is called rhythm meditation. And this, me going live all these days, is allowing us to kind of some technological issues, clean up some things, and I hope the sound just got a little bit better for y'all. Y'all let me know if you can hear me well. We're working through a bunch of kinks, so just work with us. We're working through a bunch of kinks right now, trying to get some things going. But anyway, here's the deal. I am practicing in front of you a new meditative technology
that is built around rhythm instead of stillness. For those of you who are purists about getting still in your meditative practice, that's beautiful. Keep on doing it if it's working for you. Those of you that had any issues with trying to be meditators and have a problem, have a difficulty with getting still. Anybody like that? Just say yeah in the comments, something. Thumbs up, something. If you have that issue, like many people have, I've created a new meditative technology that requires motion. It requires movement. If it's been hard for you to be still, it's okay now. It's not necessarily going to preclude you from being able to meditate or get the benefits of meditation. We also have added a few things to the meditative practice that might not be something you're used to if you are seasoned meditators. Rhythm is the first element. Rhythm is the first element of this practice. But next comes repetitive chanting, using a mantra. So as you see, I'm using the rhythm of my walking right now. So this is the pace I'm walking at, and that pace creates a rhythm with my feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can imagine if you said 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over and over and over, you would eventually have nothing in your mind but 1, 2, 3, 4. It will push the rest of those thoughts out, and eventually the 1, 2, 3, 4 would actually disappear as well, causing you to accomplish the very thing that you set out to accomplish with stillness and with silence, a clear mind. And that clarity has a purpose so that you might open up to something else that is not your busy and active mind. So, in rhythm meditation, we do something similar. Using the rhythm of the feet during a walk or tapping or anything you're trying to do, use a rhythm to, instead of repeating just words that don't have any meaning, 1, 2, 3, 4, just to push everything out. There's other practices out there where people get mantras that are in other languages. They don't really know what they mean. They just say them over and over and over. It still pushes things out. It's very effective. We decide to stack the functions. And instead, we use a mantra. We say a short statement that we are asserting to be true. Every day of the month, there is a mantra in this technology. There's a mantra. And today, since it is the 22nd of October, we go to mantra 22. And that mantra is, I am so bold. I am so bold. I am so bold. I am so bold. Now, this isn't just a random mantra. This isn't something that's just kind of decided upon out of nowhere. This particular mantra is born of the reaction one will have to recognizing and realizing who they really are. Upon realizing who you really are and the power you have to create the world that you live in, one of the only natural responses to that reality should turn up as pretty dramatic boldness. So, we take that statement that represents how we see ourselves and what we believe our power to be, and we remind life of how bold we really are now, and we remind ourselves at the same time. We say it over and over and over. The posture that should be the natural posture of someone who recognizes who they really are, who realizes the power they have, is to be bold with that power, to begin to use it in ways that maybe a person who's fearful might not do. A person who doesn't really understand that they have this power for a reason might not use it that way, but you will. I am so bold. I am so bold. When I began to realize that I had more power than I knew I'd had earlier in my life, I began to use it more powerfully. Having all of my family and friends be in Los Angeles, but making the decision that I'm going to move to Hawaii, that's a bold move. Oh, that's a bold move. You guys can think about your own lives. There are things you've done that were really bold moves, but then you kind of get out of the fluidity with using that bold nature. You kind of get away from it. So today's mantra is all about putting back into life and into oneself the remembrance of how bold you really are. And I believe in doing so, your mind will open to other potential actions that you have right in front of yourself to be bold in other ways. And I think the universe responds, life responds to bold behavior. I remember when I was younger, I used to have this practice. I just wanted to show my friends what was possible. So when we would go to the movies, I would say, watch this. We'd be walking up to the movies. Just got there, just parked. I would say, watch this. And I, with complete confidence, like I was supposed to be there, would walk straight through the doors and into the theater. Right past the guy looking for tickets and everything, say what's up to him, and keep on moving. And it worked every time. And the real reason I was doing it was just to show them that sometimes if your posture says, hey, I'm supposed to be here, it's so strange for other people to see it that they just believe it. They just start, he must need to be here, because, I mean, who else would do that? He must need to be here. I just wanted to show them that it was possible to have a posture that was extraordinarily bold, and life sometimes will line up behind your posture. I think we have to remind this world of who we really are. It's got all kinds of messages being flying from everywhere and everybody, and I think it can get confused. I think life itself can get confused about who we are because our signals are all mixed up. Sometimes we believe in ourselves, sometimes we don't. You know, I was watching a film that The Rock is in. It's this picture called it's a new film. He's playing a person. I think, do I have that? He's playing a person that was a UFC fighter. And someone asked him, a reporter is interviewing him before a fight, and they said, what's it going to feel like if you lose this fight? And the character says, I don't know. He said, I've never actually considered it. I've never lost. It wasn't in his awareness that it was even possible to lose. All he saw was that he could win. That's all he saw. All he saw was that I am going to win. I can win. I will win. All I think about is winning. There's nothing else for me to think about. I've heard Kobe say the same thing. But he said, what's the point of worrying about if you can lose? You just go out, all you can think about is winning and doing what you do and being excellent. There's something about certain people. They are able to approach life with a really bold posture that says, no. All there is what I see ahead of me. That's it. I win no matter what. And if today it seems like there's an L in that category, then that means the game's not over yet, because all I do is win. Oh, so you won the last? Okay, well, we're going to play 5 more, and eventually you will realize, no, I won. I win. This is Kobe's posture. I think there's something to it. There's something to exclusively seeing what's possible that makes more things possible. So with today's mantra, I am so bold. I am so bold. I am so bold. I said it over and over and over today for 20 minutes during my meditation. And then as soon as the meditation was over, as soon as the 20 minutes was over, I switched the music. This is the next part of the rhythm meditation technology. I switched the music to something celebratory, and I began to walk as the person that has been living in absolute boldness. Absolute boldness. I started doing that. I don't know if you can hear this music. I just put on something just for your sake. This is what happened. I started putting it on, and I began to see things. I began to see opportunities for me to be really bold. I began to see myself because I did. I was walking as the person who is so bold. It's almost as though it was no longer me saying that I'm bold. When I closed my eyes and was walking to the music that was kind of celebratory, what happened was I was seeing people around me describing me as bold. It went from me saying it, me knowing it, to other people saying it about me. And as soon as my mind switched to that, it started to fill in the blank. Why are they saying I'm so bold? What am I doing that's so bold? And then I started to see it. Oh, did I see some interesting things. And you know what's even crazier? Life presented me with an opportunity today. And I had an opportunity to either be kind of, reserved or be extra bold. And in the moment, today, just today, I had an appointment in town. Someone came up to me, asked me a question that was, it was one of these questions like, okay, you asked, so I'm gonna tell you. And I gave him the boldest answer I could have possibly given him. Sarah even was like, what did you say? See, I got up and told myself how bold I was. I told life how bold I was. And life said, okay, let's see. You bold? Let me see what you got. And it put me in a scenario where I could either be bold or I could be timid. And I was bold as could be. Super bold. And it felt good. It left the person speechless. Speechless for a moment. Bold. What do you need to be bold about now? How would your life change were you a little bit more bold? What could you, let's talk about it. Think about it for a second. What bold action could you take today that might change something? Say about yourself, I am so bold. Say it until you feel it. Say it until you can see why. Say it until you see actions you should take today. I am so bold. I am so bold. I did it. I did it. And then lastly, after I finished doing that for another 20 minutes of just walking inside of the reality of being so bold, after I finished that, hey, Sunny Bird's in the house. Oh, Teresa Couvelier in Brussels. What's happening? Welcome to the call. Talking about being bold today. Talking about being bold. I spent 20 minutes saying that over and over and over. I am so bold. 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 And by the time I started just seeing myself as this bold person, I began to collect and absorb and catch ideas. Ideas on how I could be more bold in my approach. How I could stretch some of my objectives. I got some things I want to do. How I can be bolder in my aim. Years ago, I was working with my sister on a project. We were developing a company that was working to do some repair environmentally. It was doing all this great stuff. And I presented it to someone, and he asked me, are you pushing the envelope? Are you really challenging the status quo? Or are you leaning into the ease of doing something that fits into the existing world? Are you doing something bold is really what his question was. Is this the boldest thing you could think of? And I realized, in ways, yes, but in ways, no. And I knew at that moment, I had missed an opportunity to be so incredibly bold that life had no choice but to pay attention to what it was I was saying. Are you being bold enough? If you're not scaring status quo into giving its attention to you, then maybe you're not being as bold as you should be as the creatives that you are. I am so bold. I am so bold. I am so bold. Say it to yourself. I am so bold. I am so bold. I am so bold. I am so bold. Think about it today. Think about it today. What could you be more bold about in the view of who you really are? Are you your limitations? Are you the ways in which other people have confined you, or are you something bigger than that? If you're something bigger, why not intend something bigger? Why not just be as bold as possible? I like how Les Brown put it. Aim for the moon, because even if you miss, you end up among the stars. I love that. The idea is, shoot. I remember this comedian was talking about his father, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was talking about his dad. He said his dad wanted to be a comedian, but he took the safe route. And the safe route was do something else. He did something else in the trades, I think. He did something else in the trades, and then one day he got fired from his safe job. Jim Carrey said, hey, listen, you might as well aim for your dream, because fired anyway. You're gonna lose on something, you might as well lose on the big thing. Today I'm gonna continue to be bold. I set it into my world. I set it into my world. Turn that music down a little bit. Let's go down to 20. How about that? How's that sound? I set it into my world that I am so bold. And I'm gonna spend the rest of the day proving that to be true. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life proving that to be true. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life in that posture, doing things that are extraordinarily bold. Because why not? If I can make things happen, why not make the bigger things happen? What's the difference? It's like imagining you finally met a genie. A genie was right in front of you. He said, "Your wish is my command." And you talk about, "I'd like a steak dinner." Maybe it's time for us to think a little bit bigger. Be a little bit bolder. I am so bold. I came up with all kinds of ideas. And I wrote them down, I journaled them so I don't forget them. That's the last piece of the rhythm meditation process, technology. Rhythm, we got repetitive mantra, we got dream walking, which is that celebratory phase of walking inside of the reality you've just spoken into the world. And then lastly, you got the capture what it is you catch. Because sometimes we're catching gold and we just lose it because we don't write it down. The last piece of rhythm meditation is capturing the goodness you catch from that state. It's like when you tell life what is, sometimes it says, okay, well then do this next, it'll get you there. You gotta capture those nudges. And oh, I captured them today. I had a great idea befell me. I saw myself doing something. Sometimes it's that way. As opposed to words coming to, what I will see is myself in some situation doing something. And I think, well, where the hell did that come from? Well, strong, remember, I said instincts. Instincts are the reverberation of strongly held intention coming back as instruction. Sometimes that instruction arrives as a scene in my mind. And today I saw a scene. Oh, it's so cool. I wrote it down. We'll see if it is something I use or not, or if it's just designed to get me to the next step. Life can be that way. All you gotta do is just take a couple steps towards something, and then you realize there's a hall there and you can see down the hall finally. That's life. So I got a nudge this morning. And I'm gonna bounce this nudge off of some people in my world and see if this is a nudge that's like, yo, commit to that, or if this is a nudge that's like, oh, that's interesting, and it gets us to something else. Point of it is, I am so bold. Life, can you hear me? I am so bold. Wayne, can you hear yourself? I am so bold. Wayne, can you hear me? I am so bold. I am so bold. I am so bold. I am so bold. I passed the test life gave me today. I was out there talking to somebody in my community and they asked me something. I gave them the bold answer. Super bold. Super duper bold. I passed the test. Life says, okay, you got this. So I'm going to ask something new today. I'm going to figure out what it is. Something extraordinarily bold I'm going to put on my intentions list. Something big. Something outrageous. Something outrageous. That's what I want next. I'm going to intend something so ridiculous that when I finally get it, when it becomes my reality, and I share it with y'all, there's no possible way that it came to me any other way than from me being as bold as possible. Because it's going to be ridiculous. I got to make it ridiculous. So it doesn't seem like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That would have happened anyway. I'm going to intend something just dramatic. Something dramatic. That's what's next to me. I'm going to be bold. That's it. That's the plan. I am so bold. I am so bold. Let's see. I'm going to see what tomorrow's mantra is. We're going to spend the rest of the day thinking about this same one. But I'm going to just take a look. Today's the 22nd day of the month. Tomorrow's the 23rd. So day 23 is I'm so generous. I love that. Yeah. Day 21 through 24 are these postures of strength. Hey, Lucy. What's up, girl? How you doing? Yeah, she says, I am so bold. That's right, Lucy. Say it over and over and over and over and over and over today. As you walk, like I'm walking right now, every step, left foot, I, right foot, and left foot, so, right foot, bold, just I, and So just say it over and over and over and over and over until it becomes a part of your subconscious programming. So that even when you're not thinking about it, you accidentally are as bold as possible. Because what else should you be in view of who you really are? It's inappropriate to be anything other than bold in view of who you are. So day 21 through 24 of every month, these are mantras about our posture. We call them postures of strength. Day 21 is I'm so grateful. Day 22, I'm so bold. Day 23, I'm so generous. Day 24, I'm so resilient. Those are the four mantras of the month that are the postures of strength. Oh, the 31 mantras are interesting. They're beautiful. They're amazing. Soon enough, this entire technology will be released to the world for you all to play with. For you all to be asserting into life the same thing at the same time. Our entire community remembering how bold they are. Acting with boldness. Remembering how grateful they are for things. Tomorrow, remembering how generous they are. Being generous, finding opportunities to express that generosity. Imagine a million people at the same time expressing the same idea into life. I'm so generous, I'm so generous, I'm so generous, I'm so generous. And they all are getting ideas, seeing themselves as generous people and getting downloads of things they can do next to express that generosity. Imagine that. Imagine a million people doing that at a time. Imagine that. I'm so resilient is day 24. Oh, we define resilience here at Feel Good. We define that as the capacity to turn one's attention from what's unwanted to what's wanted. That's resilience. My snapback from, I hate that shit to, I really love the idea of the opposite of that. Oh, thank you, life, for showing me what it is I really want so I can boldly go at that. That's resilience. But today is day 22. I am so bold. 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 I'm so bold. Oh, I'm so bold. I'm so bold. I want you to say it all day. All day. All day. Every time you walk through a door frame today, remember that. Every time a door closes or opens, remember how bold you are. Yeah. If you are in a place like LA where you're driving a lot, sitting in traffic, every time you stop at a light, start saying it over and over and over. I'm so bold, I'm so bold, I'm so bold, I'm so bold. Pick anything in life that keeps happening. Every time your phone rings, I'm so bold. Before every meal, I'm so bold. Every time you use the bathroom, I'm so bold. Whatever it takes to keep that in your awareness until it completely permeates your subconscious. So tomorrow you forget that you ever said it, but you are acting, walking with a posture of strength. You're not leaving anything on the table. You're really going for it in life. You're going for it in every possible way. That's it. I'm so bold. I am so bold. I am so bold. I'm going to go forward this day, and I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be thinking about you, and I'm going to see you all as being bold. I'm going to offer my imagination to you. I'm going to think about you all being bold and getting what it is you intend to receive. That's it. All right, everybody. I am so bold. Oh, I'm so happy to have been with you. It feels good to be with you. I hope you're feeling good wherever you are. I hope this new posture that's got you standing up straight and being bold, I hope it increases how often and how deeply you feel good. I hope that's the result. Hey, what's up, homegirl? Yeah, Shaka, what's happening? Out there in the Antelope Valley, I believe. Good to see you on here, bro. Good to see you on here. I want everybody to go out and feel good. Be bold today. Find one bold action to take, no matter what it is. Do something today that's bold. Teach yourself that you can do the bold thing. Teach life that you expect from it a response to your bold action. That's what I'm doing. I'm going for it. All right, everybody. I feel good to have been here with you. It feels really good. I hope you're feeling good. And I hope you continue to feel good at every now until we see each other again, which hopefully will be tomorrow at noon Pacific. Today I had a doctor's appointment. Tomorrow at noon Pacific. Hope to see y'all again. Till then, go